What I'm going to be making are candied pecans. I love to make this for when company is here, for the holidays, for delicious snacking. You don't need a lot of things, which is great. You need pecans, light brown or dark brown sugar, or actually even just cane sugar is fine. Some salt. You don't need this kind of salt. I'm just trying to finish up this salt that somebody gave me. I use pumpkin pie spice, and I actually in particular love the one from Trader Joe's because it has lemon peel in it and cardamom. It just makes it a little extra special. It's a really good pumpkin pie spice. And then a little bit of butter. I just have the whole stick out. Don't need the whole stick. Definitely don't need the whole bag of pecans that I got from Costco. Definitely don't need the whole box of sugar. I will show you as we get started. So the truth of the matter is I actually never measured out ingredients when I make this. I really do it by eye. So I'm going to be sort of experimenting with the amounts today with you. So the first thing we're going to need to do is put sugar and water in a pan. So let's see how much we need. I'm going to turn the fire under the pan. Get it centered a little bit better. And I'm starting with a half a cup of sugar. I want to make a nice amount. I'll let you know. I mean, you'll see how much we make as it goes. But I'm going to start with is that a half a cup? Yeah, half a cup of light brown sugar. And I'm going to add to that, so I use a quarter cup of water in there. And I like to use a silicone spatula because nothing sticks to it. Okay, so I'm going to let this get hot. I have it on a medium heat. I'm going to put it up to a medium-high heat just to get it hot. And then once everything gets hot and starts to simmer, then I will lower the heat a little bit. I'm using a nonstick pan as well because I find that this really works well with not sticking. A little sugar that still needs to dissolve. I'm going to lower the heat now. And actually, this is when I add my pumpkin pie spice. So this jar just has a sprinkle top, and I'm just going to sort of sprinkle in, that probably was a teaspoon. Yeah, I'd say a teaspoon, maybe a little bit more of the pumpkin pie spice. And I'm going to let that sort of dissolve with this sugar and water. It smells so good. Brown sugar, pumpkin pie spice. Nice. So it's starting to get a little bit thicker. A little more syrupy. So while that's getting thicker, I'm going to get our pecans ready. And I'm going to start with a cup, but I have a feeling I'm going to be able to do 2 cups of pecans or more. This looks good. Okay, so we've got 1 cup. I'm going to definitely have 2 cups. 2 cups. So that's 2 cups of pecans. I'm going to give it a stir and see what I think. Really, I just want to make sure that every pecan is coated. Yeah, 2 cups is perfect. So far we've got 2 cups of pecans, a half a cup of brown sugar, a quarter cup of water, and about a teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice. So I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit because I actually let these cook in this for a little while. I kind of feel like the flavor soaks into the pecans a little bit more. We're going to finish them off in the oven, so I'm preheating the oven to 350. turning the heat up just a little bit more. And I stir them every once in a while. What I'm looking for is the syrup to not be puddled at the bottom. So I want to make sure I keep sort of tossing them. Last one. So that everyone is coated. This smells amazing, you guys. It's starting to sort of toast the nuts. And at this stage, I'm going to add a sprinkle of salt. Now you can do these any number of ways. I happen to like the pumpkin pie spice flavor on mine. You can do a spicy, you could put chili. This is probably a half a teaspoon of salt. You want your nuts to be salty. These are unsalted nuts, unsalted pecans. So you want to make sure that you have enough salt on them to give them a little salty, sweet combo. You can see that the syrup is starting to not pool as much at the bottom. It is sticking to the pecans. So as I was saying, you could put chili, make them a little bit spicy. You could put cumin. You could make them more savory. You could do them savory. There have been times where I've done pumpkin pie spice and cumin and a little bit of chili to make them hot. Oh, so good. But this happens to be my favorite, and I think for the holidays, so delicious. Okay, these are just about done. Now, I'm going to just taste the syrup to see how salty it is. It's good. It's perfect. And now I'm going to turn the flame off, and we're going to pop them in the oven to dry them out a little bit. I put a little foil down, and then the best for making sure nothing sticks, a sheet of parchment. I'm then going to just pour the nuts onto the baking sheet. And they are a sticky, glorious mess. And then I'm going to spread them out a bit. What I'm going for, I'm trying to make sure that we don't have any clumps. We'll probably have a little bit of clumps, but they'll be easy to break off as they dry out, once they've dried out in the oven a little bit. So I'm going to spread them out a bit. Sticky. So putting them in the oven takes the stickiness away. It kind of dries them out and makes them less sticky, which is what I'm going for. Just realized, completely forgot to add butter. I usually add like not even a tablespoon of butter, maybe a half, just a little slice of butter to the syrup, and it just gives it that extra oomph. You don't need it, obviously. I'm doing it without, but I thought it would be a little extra special with the butter for the holidays. Maybe I'll make another batch later with the butter. Maybe not. So the last thing I'm going to do is take a little bit more salt and just sprinkle a little bit right on top, so that we have that nice combo of sweet and salty. And then I'm going to pop them in an oven that's been preheating to 350 for about 10 minutes. There you go. The nuts are ready to come out of the oven. They are piping hot and delicious looking. Okay. They're very, very hot. We are going to, woo, hot fingers. Okay, I'm just going to let them cool down, and then, oh, they're perfect. They're not sticky anymore. They're the slightest bit sticky, but as they cool, the stickiness will go away. They have a nice roasted nutty scent to them. I can feel the little bit of salt on them. They're going to be delicious. So the nuts are completely cooled at this point, and you can see that they're dry. They're not sticky. They're crunchy and delicious. Oh my, they're so good. The pecans are toasty and nutty. The sweetness is delicious, but they're not too sweet, and there's that little bit of salt on them. It just makes them extra special. Okay, so those are ready. Oh, and that pumpkin pie spice, so good. So I'm gonna put them in this pretty little holiday bowl. Just gather my parchment and pour them in. And then we have a delicious bowl of candied pecans. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you'll like the video, hit subscribe, and tap the notification bell for notifications on future videos. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time.